Here we're looking at the Hawksky AT1107-7500kv motor. This is about a 7.1 gram motor, and at this kV we're testing it on 2S. The estimated kV from these test results is about 7900 kV, so only barely higher than nameplate rated. This one gives us a really kind of interesting picture. It has a fairly wide efficiency, like the width of the efficiency band vertically here is fairly broad. So the difference between, say, the light 3-inch and our light 2.5-inch is not really all that great throughout the entire range there. But the efficiency falls off pretty quickly towards the middle of its throttle range. So on just about all of these, we're dropping below 50% efficiency at just over 50% throttle. And while the spot of absolute highest efficiency is here pretty low down for very low loadings at high RPM, the kind of wedge here in the middle is a lot more central, so that even our kind of more medium loading props are still in a good position, even though, say, this light 3-inch prop is not in the best position to get down towards the middle of peak efficiency. It's in a good spot to stay in decent efficiency, within still that 10% band, even though it's so far above where that actual absolute peak is. In terms of estimated thrust for our light 3-inch, we're looking at about 247 grams of thrust, our light 2.5-inch at 191, and our light 2-inch at about 130 grams of thrust. Comparing the efficiency against our reference Emax 1106, you can see just how big a difference this low range, low efficiency affects for your overall, full spectrum performance, as it were. Where here, your 50% line on, say, all of these props is, maybe 2/3 of your performance range, throttle positions are over 50% efficiency, where on this motor, maybe 1/3 is covered by that same range. The ultimate performance is actually pretty similar, which we'd expect from the matching of these KVs. 4500 on 3S and 7500 on 2S is pretty close to the same ultimate RPM. But you can see that our Emax reference is coming at us with more torque, where this Hawksky is a much shallower slope, and we're getting to higher peak unloaded RPM, just barely, but the line crosses over. So we're not gaining overall a ton of power at most of these data points. And comparing just the full throttle graphs for these two motors, you can see just how close that they come, with a crossover point coming right around our heavy 2-inch, light 2.5-inch load area, and heavier prop loads going in terms of both power and efficiency, really, slightly to the Emax, and lower loading props like our light 2-inch edging out power-wise in favor of the Hawksky, even though then never quite matching exactly the efficiency that we're seeing out of the Emax. Here we're seeing an efficiency of 76% on the Hawksky, where we are getting 84 on the Emax for this light loaded 2-inch prop. But outside of that efficiency, the performance characteristics of these two motors should be fairly close. In terms of power on the light 3-inch for the Hawksky, we're seeing about 105 watts. Our light 2.5-inch hitting about 85 watts, and our 2-inch rounding out about 65 watts of power at full throttle.